Please tell Jerry I was just calling him a few minutes ago and he needs to call me back. That would be David Wolf.
Let him know I'll call the good sir back.
Looks like we are going live. And we are live at Not Memorex. Welcome, everybody. This is Sean Symons, PPG Grandpa, clearproptv.com, paratalk.org, and eventually going to be crossing over into runintothesky.org officially. Let's see who is in the super chat. We got Scuba, Kramer, John Wayne, Care, PPG, Jim from Canada and his maple syrup smelling money. Greg Laney, welcome. David Wolf is in the house. And we are going to have a really awesome show tonight. So welcome to episode 169. This is season 4. We've been doing this for 4 years already. So welcome. We got Scuba Steve in the house. What's up, Mr. Scuba Steve? Good to see you, buddy.
Hello. Good to see y'all. If y'all are anywhere near all this bad weather, stay on the ground. That's my advice to you guys.
I hear that. You had an EF3?
Yeah, EF3 tornado came through Virginia Beach yesterday. It only lasted like 5 minutes, but it did a lot of damage. Nobody was hurt, thank goodness, but it's still really windy here. So yeah, there's no kiting or flying right now for me, for sure.
That doesn't sound like something your area normally gets tornadoes in. Is that correct?
No, we don't. I mean, if there's a hurricane, we might catch the backlash of it if it goes up the side of the coast, but tornadoes is not a usual thing over here. I mean, I think the last one was 2001 and it was in a completely different part of the state. So that was a weird spot, Virginia Beach, to get a tornado like that. So
interesting. Well, glad that you're okay. I'm glad that you're okay and no one got hurt. And thank you very much, Scuba, for being on the show and on the panel today.
All right.
Excellent. We also got James Bevel from jbppg.com over here in Arkansas, actually over at the LZ hanging out. He and his wife and family are camping out there and kicking back and relaxing. How you doing, James?
Pretty good, pretty good.
I like your hat. How do you like Arkansas?
Oh, I love it down here besides the traffic. I'm not used to all the traffic.
Now we were able to go flying today early this morning. Tell us about that real quick.
Oh, I thought it was going to be nice, but once we got up there, boy, she was rowdy. So I stuck it out as long as I could before it reached my level, and I had to come down.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. My dog said, "Damn, that's rough." Anyways, thank you, James, for being on the show. If you don't know, he is he runs jbppg.com, and let me tell you, some of the cool things that he has that you can get are, mugs. Look at this. I can drink from my very own PPG Grandpa mug and run into the sky. How freaking awesome is that? Also, too, look at my new mouse pad. I got a new mouse pad, run into the sky mouse pad, and that you can get over at jbppg.com. Delicious.
I'm about to get one of those coffee mugs.
Yeah. So then you can be PPG Grandpa. Also, we got the ones that are Run to the Sky, Clear Prop TV, pretty much anything that you want. And since we're on this same note, let's go ahead and drop down over here to Paramount USA to show you guys that she's got one also. These guys. What is that?
Yeah, I love it. I love this. This is like this coolest ever to see my face on there and all that stuff. It was kind of cool how I did that when I went flying. I went flying. When they took pictures of me, and then I just kind of tagged myself or whatever, and then sent it over to James, and he did an awesome job. And then he's got his logo on the back, and it is the cutest ever. So y'all got to get up with James.
Absolutely.
Get your personalized mug. Okay.
Absolutely.
This is not just any mug. Okay. This is a Paramount one.
And you guys realize too that if you just go to jbppg.com and create a free account, he sends out free stuff all the time. Every month he just sends out free stuff to anybody that has a free account. He just will send something out for fun.
Yep.
How cool is that? Who else does that? And also, too, if you use the code PPG Grandpa, all caps, you get 10% off anything that you buy. How awesome is that? Get yourself a run to the
See?
sky, this or a mug or something, 10% off. You can't beat it. So, James,
Very
thank you so
cool.
much for everything that you do, buddy.
Very
Very
welcome. Very
cool.
welcome.
Excellent. We also got Jim from Canada, with his maple syrup smelling money. My goodness, it's good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you guys too. Glad to be here.
Now, you run a printing and publishing company. Tell us a little bit about that since you are our official sponsor.
Yeah, I got a printing company. I can print virtually anything you need. I've got, on paper, that is, and vinyl. I've got stickers or decals that I can do up for people. I just did a couple decals for King Geek America. Was pleased to do that. And for the fun of it, did some of the Run Into the Sky ones as well. So those will be coming out to you guys soon.
That is awesome. How do we get to you, buddy?
You can connect with me through calling 306-946-4027, and I'm extension 2, and then I can help you with whatever you need.
That is awesome, man. I got these right here to be given out too. He also prints these out for the USPPA. Also, I got some Run Into the Sky ones that he gave us. So thank you very much for that. We'll be giving away some stickers. And also, aren't you going to be giving away something tonight that's pretty awesome?
Yeah, we got one of the PPG calendars up for grabs tonight. And it's got 13 pictures in it, all about paramotoring, and that's a pretty cool little calendar. And we can do custom calendars for pretty much anybody. Well, hopefully it'll look better than that.
Hello, calendar. All right.
So you see 13 pictures and I'll put a calendar together for you.
Awesome. And am I worth 10% at your company too?
Only if people mention you.
Okay. If people mention PPG Grandpa when they go over there to carepp.com, you'll also get 10% off. So awesome, buddy. We also got Will Fly from willflyppg.com. How you doing, my friend?
Doing good, and I'm not on mute this time. Isn't that nice?
Unbelievable. This is going to be a great show. You're not on mute.
Hey, I'm learning. Slow, but I'm learning. No, it's good to be here. I mean, I haven't been able to fly. The ones have been horrendous lately in North Carolina, but yeah, there's hope. There's still hope.
Absolutely. Now, you do some really awesome videos over on your channel at willflyppg.com. And you also got another .com. What is it? Touch My Tip or something? What was that about? And
Don't touch my tip. That's a different one.
Oh, I know. Because when I went there, it was like, this is not Will's site. This
You
can't
go
be.
there, don't admit that you went there. It's paramotortips.com, and right now basically just takes you to the same place. If you like corny humor and if you like the topic paramotors, check out willflyppg.com or just search for Will Fly on YouTube.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I definitely appreciate y'all, and also Paramom USA. She's our PR girl. She takes care of everything. If you want to be on the show, make sure you go to paramomusa.com. It forwards over to your Facebook page, and she'll hook you up. She'll get you on the show. But tonight, it's not about me. It's not about the panel. Tonight is all about Jerry. Jerry Fly, man, welcome to the show, buddy. Good to see you.
Good to be back, man. It's been a while.
It has been. It's been a long while.
Yeah.
I mean, was it like from the first year, the second year, third year? I can't remember when you were on.
It's been about a year and a half, maybe, I think. We'd have to go back and look at the dates.
It's definitely been a while, but definitely good to see you. For all the people out there that don't know the Jerry, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into paramotoring.
Well, it started on YouTube. Back in the day, it's been 7, almost 8 years now going on, roughly. I'd have to go back and look at that number too. But basically, I was going to get my pilot license, but at the time I had financial trouble and couldn't afford to get my pilot license. So I was looking for alternative aviation. And I got on YouTube and I ran across Andrew Fuller flying out at the Black Hawk Ranch. I think was one of the first videos I've ever saw. And soon as I saw it, I was hooked. I watched videos for a good solid year of just different people. You name it, I watched them, but mainly I'd focus on like Andrew's stuff and certain other people's videos. And yeah, finally bit the bullet, pulled out some money and went and bought all equipment, went training, and been doing it ever since.
Have you ever flown the SkyTap Angel or the Spartan or the new one he created?
No, I plan on flying the new one that he has. When it comes or when he gets here, he's going to be set up with me at Bad Apples under my tent doing harness alterations and stuff like that for quick release. But yeah, I'm going to fly his new unit. I've flown a flat top before, but I've never flown the SkyTap. But I have seen it in action. That thing is rock solid. I mean, he before he got in trouble out here, he did some very strong demonstrations, just proving a point of how strong that cage is. So it was, yeah, he got a couple good 100-yard cage drags in before he got in trouble for messing up the grass.
Now, isn't that awesome that that somebody's created something so strong that he can butt drag a paramotor? It doesn't break anything as far as the paramotor or the prop, but it'll tear up the lawn. Is that crazy?
Yeah, there's a trade-off on everything, you know. There's definitely a trade.
Absolutely, and that's what I fly too. I fly the SkyTap. I'm going to be getting his new Spartan soon, but I can't wait to try that new one. I see something on your shirt there. What does that shirt say?
Oh, it's one of the Patriot Paramotor shirts.
Tell us a little bit about that shirt and what is Patriot Paramotor?
Well, basically, I started the school, going on 2 years ago now. Is basically the focus was to get, more military veterans and stuff like that, for first responders and stuff like that, to get involved in paramotoring and whatnot. I think it's very therapeutic, and nothing like a good, being up there in the sky, a couple thousand feet up in the air, and enjoying it. But yeah, I mean, that's basically what it came off of. I had the opportunity, I had a couple students this past year, and then I had a student that came in. He was actually a state senator. Him and his son came in, and his son became a good friend of mine. So that was pretty cool. So been a busy year. I haven't been as busy as some schools, but definitely keeps me where I can enjoy the passion as far as like being around paramotoring and stuff. It's obviously something I don't do full time. It's not to pay the bills. It's mainly to, about others and getting everybody else in the sport and, learning it safely. So.
What paramotors and wings do you offer at your school?
Okay. So I normally deal with gravity a lot. That's what I personally fly right now. I have a PAP on the way with a factory R. I probably won't get it till September because the factory R's are backed up. But yeah, I deal with gravity a lot because they're American made and veteran owned, and I think that's a big deal to me. So yeah, I like to support them in that way. But yeah, you name it, power to fly, gravity, PAP, and then I talked to Andrew about SkyTap and stuff as well. So, but yeah, that's the ones I mainly will fly, I guess you could say. I won't fly something that I don't like the product or don't believe in. I won't just sell someone something, unless I think it's actually a good unit. But yeah, as far as the wings go, I'm an ITV importer. I personally fly some ITV wings. I got Dudek. I'm a big Dudek fan. That's what my main wing is, a Drift Air. And I sell BGD and Sky Wings as well. And I use a lot of BGD and Sky Wings in training.
Okay. One of the things that you said that you were going to be able to do is to give away one of your t-shirts tonight too, yes?
Yep. Definitely can give away a t-shirt.
That is
the dry
awesome.
fit version.
So you guys, if you want to win some stuff tonight, we are giving away a bunch of cool stuff. Make sure you say hello at Will Fly in the super chat. Let him know that you're here. He'll put you on the spinning wheel of winning things, and we're going to be spinning here in about 15 minutes. So Jerry, one of the things that you do is obviously you're an instructor. You've been doing that through the USPPA for how long did you say? A couple years?
2020, I got my instructor rating through Chad Bastian.
Okay, and what's going on over at Bad Apples this year? It seems like this is the flying to go to, is it not?
Oh yeah, it's the biggest one in the world, and I like to say the safest one in the world too. Is we try to keep it as safe as possible. But yeah, got a lot of exciting new things, a lot of vendors, a lot of sponsors. It's going to be this year. Just to name a few. I know the owner of Helix Props is coming. All the major schools like Aviator, One Up Adventures is coming. Carolina PPG is going to be here. We actually, I got the USPPA is actually going to be involved. They're actually coming. They're going to have a booth set up. So I think that's really cool. That's something we've been pushing for a couple years now to get, USPPA more involved. And I reached out to Noah Rashida, and he's coming, and he's bringing his brother Nick. And I called Darren and got Darren to accommodate them with motors to fly, wings to fly, and basically we're putting them up in Darren Locklear's camper from Carolina PPG. So yeah, they got a place to stay. So I think that's really cool. It's still up in the air. I may be having Eugene Cushions is supposed to be letting me know if he's coming from South Africa. It was a go for the past couple months, but he's doing a very G14 classified motor for Nirvana that he's a test pilot for, and he's trying to meet some deadlines. So it's still up in the air if he's going to be able to make it. I hope he does. Would love to see him. So, but yeah, it's a good bit of people coming this year from all over the world, not to mention the country. So,
How many people do we think are going to make it this year to Bad Apples?
I know. I think we're going to be well over the 350 mark. I'm hoping we hit 400 this year. The past 2 years we broke 300 pretty easily each year, and I'm hoping we break the 400 mark this year. So
You're a glutton for punishment, Jerry.
say what?
You're a glutton for punishment, man.
Yeah, I love seeing everybody, man. It's I don't even fly much at the fly-in. Like I just love hanging out with everybody. Will knows we ride our one wheels, run up and down, camping at night. It's good people watching too. I love it.
Yeah, it really is about
It's just good to see everybody and fellowship with everybody. About all of us about the same passion that we love, and it's a good thing for the community. And it's something that people can show off the latest gears. They can show off the latest frames. They can show off a lot of things. We're actually this year we're gonna kind of mark off a time for like some of the top pilots in the country to be able to fly over the actual LZ. We're gonna ground everybody. It'd be probably 9:30, 10 a.m. somewhere like that. Like let Eric DeFore, Kyle Mooney, all these very good pilots, Bobby Ben, just to name a few, but like let them display their abilities and stuff like that. I don't know if y'all have ever watched Eric fly, but like it's amazing to watch some of the things he can do. But yeah, we're gonna block off that time so they can do that.
Very interesting. Scuba Steve, is there any questions in the super chat?
Oh yeah, we got a couple going.
Okay.
So one of the things somebody wants to know in chat is, do you have a sample of the Bad Apple shirt that's going to be available this year?
I do. I'm in charge of all the shirts. I got like almost 400 of them in there, but I am not allowed to show them yet. That's above my pay range.
Oh,
so
man.
yeah, I won't be able to show them to the actual Thursday of the event. I mean, I should have, if I'd have known that might have came up, I would have asked the OG Bad Apple Tim Gaskins if I could show it, but he probably wouldn't approve of it. So yeah, everybody's gonna have to wait, unfortunately. But it's pretty dang cool. It's I will say it's a lot better material this year. It's dry fit material, so like everybody will like the quality of the shirt. It'll last a long time, and it's good to wear on hot summer days and in the gym and stuff like that.
So what color is the shirt?
All right, I'll give you that. It is a beautiful royal blue shirt.
Ooh,
Oh
nice.
man.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Blue, really? I don't have any blue anywhere around me.
But it changes every year, obviously. But yeah, it's blue this year.
Okay. Scuba Steve, any other questions in the super chat before we go on?
Well, David Wolf wanted to know, with how cold Jerry keeps his camper, how low is the danger temperature before your nipples start tearing your t-shirt apart?
It's actually, hold on, let me look. The AC wasn't working so well, David. So it's actually 77 degrees in here. It's actually hotter in here than it is outside right now.
All right.
All right. Any questions in the on the panel before we go on, or any other questions in super chat?
There was someone, and I'm sorry, I don't know who it was, but they were asking about the cross country.
Okay. So that's something that's still, I wouldn't say it's up in the air. We're planning on doing it. That's kind of why I'm down here at Hodgesville early. Well, obviously, that, and I have a couple of students coming in this coming weekend, but I'm trying to lock down the other 2 locations for people to land. But yeah, the goal is to have the open class is going to be, you're going to launch from Hodges, you're going to land at another LZ, you're going to launch from there. Everything's basically just timed. And then you're going to go to another LZ, land and launch again, and then fly back to Hodges. The goal is to make it about 66 miles round trip as far as the open class. And then I'm going to have an intermediate class where it's going to be like AB gliders, people not flying with speed bars and stuff like that. We're only going to have them go to one location and fly back. In case of, it's newer pilots and stuff like that. I don't want them getting, up like 10 a.m. and, thermals start kicking up pretty bad. But yeah, that's up in the air. That's something I'm working on this week in between my full-time job. And if we get it locked down, I will be making a video with Mr. David Wolf on the update about that. I plan on it to be it's going to be an entry fee. Basically, what that boils down to is we're going to make it where people that win first place for each class will win a cash prize. And it's something that, I've been wanting to do for the past couple of years down here. I would say it's something I want to make it where it's competitive, but not everybody is an acro guy or acro woman. So it's something that other people can compete in, and it's not putting them at risk. It's it's many variables, marking out your fuel, how much you're carrying, what glider that you choose, stuff like that. Your launches and landings being on point and quickly, little things like that, because it's all time based. You're basically racing yourself and and whatnot. So, and we're going to be using the Gaggle app. They're sponsoring the event as well. And
Nice.
if all works out, I will have a pilot meeting with David Wolf, and and we will be explaining everything, and hopefully have the Gaggle person rep here to help explain stuff more and how to track everything, and hopefully help us track everything. That way we get the times right and who actually wins and whatnot. But we're planning on doing it on Friday morning, right at daybreak. Obviously, I'm going to launch the intermediate class first to make sure they get up in there the quickest, and then all the open class people that's flying the warp 2s, the Ozone Viper XCs, all that good stuff on speed bar, they'll launch shortly after, obviously. But we are going to come again.
2 more questions. Do you know
Yes, sir.
how many vendors are going to be there approximately?
I would say, because most of the sponsors are vendors as well, I think we're well over the 20 mark for sponsors and vendors. There may be a few others here that didn't sponsor an event, but there's a vendor section for them as well.
James wants to know, are they going to be allowed to fly streamers or flags, because they weren't allowed to yet last year?
That is up in the air. If it's a shorter one, that's totally fine. But a gentleman last year flew like a 1,200-foot streamer.
Good
And
Lord.
to be honest with you, we all know that's a safety hazard when there's multiple people up in the air. I mean, that he could cause you could go in a circle and wrap yourself up in that personally. But long ones like that, if you got like a 25-foot one, I don't think some of the air bosses or Tim will say anything about that too much. I know some people that fly with like little shorter ones, and they didn't really say much to anybody about it. It was just that long one last year that someone flew.
Okay.
I got a question.
Yes,
Since we're kind of talking about cross countries, the Piper is the ITV cross country wing or go-to wing for that right now?
You said the Piper?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ITV Piper. Yeah, to me it's a good comparison of like like, all around freestyle wing, but yeah, it does everything, cross country, everything. It's a very good wing to fly in turbulence. If I had to choose a wing in bad turbulence, it would probably be that wing or a drift air, obviously. But but yeah, both of them are really good in turbulence.
So that's the second part of my question was Drift Air 2, ITV Piper. What are the similarities and differences?
I would say, I mean, they're similar in ways. I mean, the ITV, I think, cuts through the air a little bit better. It's harder to launch. It's not as lifty as the drift air. I think the drift air is a little bit more playful as far as like turning and stuff like that. It doesn't dive as hard. But yeah, I mean, personally, I fly the drift air over the Piper. I own the Piper too, but like, it's a personal preference. I like the brake pressure on the ITV Piper more than the drift air. If I have one complaint about the drift air, it's the brake pressure in my hands. I prefer a little bit more stronger brake pressure where it fights me to pull brake. But yeah, the drift air is pretty soft on the brakes. But yeah, it's a very, very easy launchable wing. It lands phenomenal. It's great in turbulence. I got caught in a gust front up in Kansas at last year's endless foot drag on it, and I literally, I literally came in and basically like a parachutal stall in a sense, and landed just like came down and landed on my feet like tippy toed. But yeah, I mean it didn't collapse on me or nothing like that. It's very stable. Dudek boys out in Texas might argue this with me. Maybe they won't, but I would say it's more stable than the Warp 2 by a good considerable margin.
Cool. Well, thank you.
But yeah, you can't go wrong with either wing. If you choose either wing, you cannot go wrong with either wing. The drift air is more faster on speed bar. The ITV's probably got more speed built into the trimmers.
So if I came down there and I flew my BGD Magic, do y'all got a prize for last place? Because that's a real slow boaty wing.
Hey, if you complete the cross country, hey, you still won. So like, I wouldn't worry about that. The BGD Mag is a great wing. I mean, it's a great launching wing. I love that wing. Like,
yeah,
very safe wing.
Good.
Hugo, you'd win the stall competition.
The stall competition. Yeah, Kramer wants to know, do you need any people to help work the event? Y'all probably have that covered, but
I think we got it covered. Sometimes we got plenty of people, like we got an EMS staff here, God willing, we don't never have to use them. They just stand around and look pretty type thing, and go help people reset up their wings or whatnot. But we got air bosses. I could possibly need someone to be an air boss for the cross country event, because each location that I have, I'm going to have one air boss there with a windsock, and basically how it's going to happen is, say you land at one of the locations. As soon as you land, the air boss is going to run over there to you and hand you a token that proves that you land at that location. And then you set up your wing and launch again. You know what the air bosses need? And I'm not kidding. I think all the air bosses need a breathalyzer. I hear you. I'm just saying, there's going to be some people that's drinking that's, oh, hell, I can fly. Yeah. I don't think they should be allowed to fly. I just think they should have to blow in there. And if they're over the mark, nope, you're staying on the ground. Simple. Oh, yeah, I agree. I've seen some of that at fly-ins. But, I will say, like, the guys that's here, like Donnie normally does it every year. He's how can I say without being, pardon my French, but I can't even say it because he doesn't even know it this year, but he's the main air boss. And, but you'll know what I'm talking about when you come to the event. Just look at his shirt. You'll know who the main guy is. That's all I'm going to say. But, yeah, they're pretty good about it. I mean, we're pretty strict out here as far as the field and the safety is concerned, because I know it's going to be a lot of people. And, safety is the number one priority. I mean, we haven't had we've had accidents in the past, no one's, ended up, going, to heaven, I guess you could say. But like, yeah, we had a gentleman have to throw a reserve last year. We got him out of the tree. Sean Hayden helped, tremendously with that, climbed the ladder and got him out of the tree. But yeah, we even saved his prop. He didn't even break a prop on his cage. Got his motor out of the tree too. So that was pretty neat.
Didn't Will Fly help on that one too?
Yeah, Will Fly, what, you were over there, wasn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, when everyone left, me and Tim went and retrieved the reserve, sent it back
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah, that kid paid $150 for that reserve and it saved his life.
I know, right? Isn't that amazing?
Yep.
Speaking about reserves, guys, Run to the Sky nonprofit is still giving away a reserve, a free brand new reserve. The address is down below. All you have to do is send a self-addressed stamped envelope, which somebody did. Thank you very much. We need more of these to come in, and we send you out some tickets. We're going to draw a raffle later on and give away a free reserve from APCO Aviation. So if you need one, please send in a self-addressed stamped envelope to Run Into the Sky, 3820 Dave Ward Drive, Suite 1900, number 111 in Conway, Arkansas, 72034. If you miss that, don't worry, it's down below. Hey, Will, if you want to put that spinny wheel on the screen, the spinny wheel. I love it. We're going to be spinning for the Patriot Paramotor t-shirt. And as it's spinning, Jerry, tell us a little bit about Patriot Paramotor.
What can I say? I mean, we try to do good training and try to keep everybody safe. I'm not anybody that flies with me knows I'm a very conservative pilot personally. I'm not a big acro guy. I'll do wing over stuff like that, foot drags, all that stuff. But that, I try to keep it at that. I'm more about, enjoying the simplicity of flight. And, I try to hamper in people as much as safety and, pre-flight checks and stuff like that. A lot of students I had one this coming year, he's been flying over a year, and he came out and flew with me probably a couple weeks ago, and I caught him not doing a pre-flight check, and I'm like, hey man, went back over it with him. Little things like that I think is very key, and doing pre-flight checks, checking your harness, checking your gates, checking your spark plug, checking your throttle, little things like that. We got to stick to the basics. That's what keeps us safe.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's
totally agree, buddy.
Oh, that's awesome. Love the spinny wheel. The Bad Apples logo. That's awesome.
Yeah. And it's a spinny Will, W-I-L-L, since Will actually puts it together. All right.
Hey,
Yeah.
I wanted to say something too. If you're new at paramotor and you're a new pilot or thinking about getting into it, yes, there's going to be a lot of pilots there. Yes, it's going to be crazy, but it is so much fun. And you don't even have to go to fly. So don't think you got to fly to go to the fly-in. I guarantee you will have a blast just hanging out with you.
Hey, Will,
just to add on top of that, I think we had there's probably about 30 or 40 people here, probably even more last year, for example. They were new, they were first year new pilots right out of training. Yet they didn't sign up to fly because they were nervous, which I get that. So that's something like what Will said, it is a great time. We have a blast. You're going to meet so many people, your brothers and sisters in this sport. I mean, so many things to do at night. There's campfires going everywhere. Everybody's having a blast, cooking out. Everybody's welcoming. It's a great time. You cannot come to a fly-in and not enjoy it. Even if the weather's bad, which granted, God willing, we don't have bad weather, but I don't think we've ever had a fly-in down here that the weather hasn't been good for the first couple of days. We might get rain one day and then that's it. But yeah, it's definitely a good time. And, we were very, very adamant about safety. Launch, get away from the LZ, go sightseeing, go cross country, get away from everybody, and then just come back to land. The air bosses are very strict on people buzzing the LZ or flying close to the LZ. They will run out there and get you on the ground and not let you fly for the rest of the evening if you're doing things that you shouldn't. So definitely come to the pilot meeting and pay attention to all the safety briefings.
Absolutely. Paramount USA, Linda Anderson, go ahead and say hello to everybody on the spinny wheel.
Welcome. I have to say real quick, Will, you got Sal in there twice.
Do I? Must
Yeah.
want him to win.
That's why I'm here, see?
You got my
Well, I'm here, Shane.
That's why I'm here, see? Okay.
Oh,
Hey,
hey.
welcome, chatters. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show tonight, Monday night. We're all right here, and everybody wants to win a prize. So I wish you luck and all that good stuff. So real quick, we have I'm gonna say hi to Kramer, John Wayne, Greg Laney, David Wolf, Lift Paramotor, Darren Locklear, Fly My PPG, Bonnie Franz, CT Fly, Bill H, Hot Butter Steve in the house, James, Shane Wyman, Michigander, Paramotor Steve, Paul Marzano, Flying Flamingo Jade, my beautiful, Sal Velvia, sorry, David, Deweese Millstud, my Wheezy, Scott and Angie Garland, Plainfield PPG, PPG the other neck, Chris Carlos, Gary Symons, and A-Lines in the house tonight.
Will,
Welcome.
CT Fly wants you to remove Chris Carlos because it's the same person. It's near the bottom of the list. So if you
Shot
just-
it slipped
I
in there
see him.
twice, huh?
But how do I know he's being serious?
I know. I don't know.
Yeah, so I have to, I guess I'd have to see, I'd have to hear from him.
That's all
That's
right.
hilarious.
You know this is rigged anyway. So who's going to win since we know it's rigged?
I don't know. I'll tell you after it starts spinning, so that way.
All right, let's do the truffle shuffle.
All right.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Oh, wait. Wait.
What?
Wait.
What?
Oh,
Buddy,
Sean. Hi, Sean.
See, it's rigged. He's going to win every time you
Yeah.
put somebody in last, they win, right?
Yeah, okay, no more names.
No
So-
Good
more
luck,
names.
Sean.
So as we're shuffling, Jerry, tell us a little bit about the T-shirt that somebody's going to win.
Yeah, it's a Patriot Paramotor shirt, the same ones we had last year. I think I got blue and red in there. They're dry fit material, very comfortable, and I haven't heard a complaint. I've had people call me and buy more after they left the event. You know, they loved them so much. So yeah, they're really good fitting shirts, and they should last a good quality.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for donating that, Jerry. We appreciate you. And
Yeah.
whenever you're ready,
Definitely.
Spinny Will, go ahead and spin the Spinny Will.
All right, I'm gonna go with PPG the other Nick.
Oh,
Right, PPG the other Nick in the
let's
house.
See,
I'm gonna say Shane.
I'm gonna still say Sean because he was the last one on there, and it's usually rigged. So you know.
Yeah.
However, David Wolf might win. So you know,
Kramer again.
David King.
Bonnie Franz, they're back up north right now. So you know, obviously they're going to win something. It's rigged. Plainfield PPG, nope, swoop right past them. Buy my PPG.
My PPG, maybe.
PPG the other Nick, David. Darren Locklear.
Oh man, I think I called it.
Oh, Chris.
Buy my PPG or PPG
Yeah.
the other Nick. Oh my gosh, it's so close. It's so close.
Is it gonna stop?
It's so close.
He
PPG the other Nick.
won.
Oh my gosh, congratulations,
Congrats.
PPG the other Nick.
Right,
Congratulations.
You're
Awesome.
welcome, man.
cool.
Just let me know the size.
Congratulations.
All right.
If I
so
didn't
that's-
win, it's rigged. Are you Trevor? I'm just wondering.
All right, so we got that.
Very cool.
All right, PPG other Nick won the Patriot Paramotor T-shirt. So how do we?
Nice.
How does he get up with you, Jerry?
Is he coming to the event? If he's coming to the event, I can definitely give it to him in person. Otherwise, I can ship it to him here in a few weeks.
Okay.
I don't think he's coming to that out.
Oh,
Alrighty, but he can message me or message me on Facebook Messenger, Jerry Fly, and send me his address, and I will ship him out a shirt.
Okay, he's
Excellent.
medium. So you got the information, right, Nick? So you're good.
we're
Yeah,
gonna
he's not
spin.
going to. He's not
We're
going
gonna
to that.
spin. We're gonna spin the wheel again. Not now, but a little bit later. So you guys hold on. We're gonna be spinning
Yeah.
again. Must be present to win. So
That's right.
PPG the
Don't
other
leave
Nick.
don't leave the building.
Yeah, PPG the other Nick. Say something like "Woohoo! I won" or something, so we know that you're there. All right,
Got it.
Scuba Steve. Is there another question in the super chat for Mr. Jerry?
I did have one. What was it? It is. Oh, last year's raffle, they had a frame and some other items. Do you have any idea what they're going to be raffling off this year at Bad Apples?
This year I don't know if we're even gonna have a raffle. I know they're gonna give out a plaque reward to somebody in the community. I do know about that. I know we're gonna have a bunch of forums like we did last year. Like Andrew Fuller is gonna be talking about SIV. We're gonna have Noah Rashida from USPPA speaking, and a few others. So yeah, I don't want to spoil all the surprises, but yeah, it's going to be an awesome time. It's there are a lot of big things. I know Lone Star is bringing the simulator back out, I believe, where you can put it on your head and you're sitting in a paragliding harness and you can fly around and stuff. That's pretty neat. But yeah, I don't want to spoil all the surprises. I'm not sure 100% about the raffle. That's something I probably need to reach out to Tim and David Wolf about. So
Okay.
How about
David might
Bitterosity
have a more
representatives?
indefinite answer.
Anyone coming from Bitterosity or Parajet?
Yes, Vitarazi, there will be someone there. I don't know where they're going to be set up. They may be set up next to Aviator like they were last year. And I believe Scott Baxter should be coming representing Parajet. So
Cool.
yeah, Midwest. Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, Midwest Parajet, I believe, is coming. So yeah, we'll probably see Scott Baxter down here.
Excellent.
Good job.
That'd be fun.
Nirvana's gonna be there, right?
Yeah, a big Nirvana presence. I'm hoping a huge presence. What I mean by that is Eugene Cushion's coming. But that's still up in the air. Like I said, but yeah, you'll have John Ripa here. John Ripa is also a bad apple, but he'll be representing Nirvana and a few others actually. I got a Dudek, somebody from Dudek is coming, Dudek USA. I'm not gonna say the name, but yeah, definitely
Nice.
coming. So we're gonna have a Dudek presence here, as and they may have, don't quote me on it, but they may have some wings for people to test fly if they would like.
Nice. Shane Wyman said when he was a 16 flight pilot last year and he gained about 20 flights of knowledge while he was there. His best PPG experience to date and can't wait to go back. Thank you for putting this on. Right on, Shane.
Very welcome. It takes a lot of people, and I definitely can't take credit for it. I'm just, I'm just humbled to be a part of it. And there's so many people that's involved in this. I mean, that's part of the Bad Apples. All of them are club member. Well, I wouldn't say club members, but Bad Apple members, and they all help to put this on. I mean, there's probably 15 to 20 of them that's helping out in different ways behind the scenes. So it's definitely not just me. I cannot take all the credit by any means. David Wolf, Tim Gaskins, CC, Allie from One Up Adventures. They've all been a big help. Mark, I mean, I the list could go on. I could name almost everybody. But yeah, a lot of people, a lot of moving parts behind the scenes that put this on and keep people safe while they're out here.
So for all of the people out there that don't know about Bad Apples, let us know what is Bad Apples all about?
Bad Apples, let's see. So basically, it's something that you got to get invited to. Like when I got nominated, I had no idea. I've been friends with a bunch of the Bad Apple guys for years, like Rocky, Tim Gaskins, EFET. Yeah, I've been flying with them since I first started, and it's something that you got to be invited to. It's a nomination process. It's something that they they vote you in. It's definitely a brother / sisterhood type thing. And there's different people from all different walks of life that's in it. And, it's one of the requirements. You got to mess up. Unfortunately, you got to have some broken props under your belt. So and it's one of the things where, if it's on video, it's a good thing because they will show everybody when you're nominated. So, yeah, it's one of the things that, you want it on video and, definitely, be full disclosure on it, how you messed up and, whether you got hurt a little bit or you didn't get hurt at all, it just hurt your pride. So, but yeah, it's one of those things that, Bad Apples has probably been around for, I would say, David probably don't quote me on this, but I know 25 years plus. There's still a lot of older members that's, 70s, 80s years old. And I recently I hate to bring it up, but like I went to a Bad Apple brother's funeral. He passed out of nowhere. He was down here with us probably about 5 months ago. We had probably about 40, 50 people, like little mini flying down here. And he was sitting with me around the campfire and, then, turned worse. And then, but, it's one of those things like a lot about, I think about 15, 20 of us that was able to come. We showed up to his funeral, and we all had our Bad Apple shirts on, and it's definitely a brotherhood. I love being a part of it. And, it's a huge deal to me. It's very a humbling factor, and, I'm glad to be a part of it.
How many people are part of Bad Apples as far as being a member?
As far as the member goes, I think I was one of the last members this past year. I'm number 66. So there will be a few more added each year. And it's, they look for people that, that promote the sport in a positive way, a safe way, and does stuff with the community and and showing the sport to people in a safe manner. But I mean, it's one of those things, like I said, I was flying with these guys for about 6 years, and finally, out of nowhere they surprised me. I mean, Tim actually pulled a big prank on me. I got invited to the Friday night dinner, and I'm just sitting there watching. Then I was like the last one, and he messed with me hard, and he looked over at me finally, and I was like, what? And then he said my name, so I didn't know what was happening. I know everybody else did, but I didn't. But yeah. It's a pretty cool thing, man. It really is.
Hey, Jerry, I heard that if you were inducted into Bad Apples, you were financially set for life. Is that true?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, but yeah, it's if I feel like if I needed something, or and likewise, if someone else needed something that's a Bad Apple brother or sister, we'll be there to show up and show out and help them any way we could. So it's definitely it's fellowship, and it's definitely a brotherhood for sure.
So the chances of being nominated are kind of slim if you're number 67 in the last 25 years, huh?
No, not at all. We actually, I think, I don't know how many is going to be nominated this year. That's something that the OG Tim Gaskins kind of lets us know. He comes around, we have a round table voting type thing. I hate to say it this way, but it's kind of like it's kind of like a motorcycle club. You know what I'm saying? So there's pleas, there's prospects and stuff like that in a way. So Tim's really big on, you could be a plea this year, and then next year, we're going to see how the year goes, and then you might get nominated the following year type thing. So it's pretty neat how they do it. It's what I can suggest to people is get around some Bad Apple people if you want to be a part of it, and it's got to be genuine of the heart too. It's not, personal, motives that, you might have as far as being a part of it. But yeah, the best thing to do is get to know these guys and fly with these guys, get to know them. A lot of these air bosses that's out here, like Donnie, a lot of people don't know this, but he's an instructor, and he's been flying over 20 something years, and he's out here always just being an air boss every year. He doesn't fly at the event, little things like that. A lot of these guys have been around 25, 30 years flying these things. So it's pretty neat to get the knowledge from them, and knowing, talking to them where the sports came from back then, as far as technology, safety, and stuff like that. It's pretty neat.
Is pretty awesome. Any questions in the super chat or on the panel as we continue this amazing interview with Jerry?
I want to ask one thing of Jerry. Because I lived in Atlanta all my life, and I'm 50 something years old now. But anyways, I've only been in Virginia the last 4 years. So the whole time I was in Georgia, I never saw a paramotor in the sky, except maybe when I was 10 years old. And that's what got me interested. But why didn't I see any paramotors anywhere? Is it just
it depends on what area you're in. We got a good bit of pilots that's south of Atlanta, but there's a lot of us clustered together just north of Atlanta. I mean, for example, this past Saturday, I flew in, you would know where it's at, Cartersville. We got a private LZ out there. Yeah. There's probably about 15, 16 of us out there, that shows up, and I got a Facebook messenger group called Georgia Paramotors, just Georgia pilots. And we post in there constantly, hey, when someone's going to fly, hey, where are you going to fly at? What time? The weather's looking good. Look, we're showing up here. So they'll go fly Terra Field down by Atlanta Motor Speedway. I mean, there's different LZs that people go to. Mark Ingram and some others, they're south of Atlanta, so they fly south of Atlanta at
So
LZ. So
well, the Speedway has an airport. I know it's an airport, but I
Yeah.
guess it's like a private field. So
yeah, that's where they launch from, is at the airport in a grass field right there that they give us access to.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because I've been by the racetrack a billion times. I've never seen somebody
Yeah.
flying over it.
Yeah, there's probably about, I would say, rough estimate, there's probably about, I would say 60 to 85 pilots in Georgia that, I'd have to, think of all their names and whatnot. But yeah, that's, scattered throughout Georgia. I know Darren's got some guys that's actually that comes help him train some that's in Statesboro close to Savannah, Georgia. And then you got, Lauren Michaels that's still, I think he's still in Georgia, him and Shannon Michaels. And they're close to
Paramotor.
Macon.
I think Paramotor Steve is up in North Georgia too, somewhere.
Oh yeah, Paramount. Yeah, Steve comes out there and flies with us. Yeah,
does
he's
he?
actually out there with us every time we go to Carsville. Yeah,
Cool.
Steve's a great guy.
All right.
I'm gonna paraphrase Tony Marzano's question. But if someone was doing something unsafe at Bad Apples, how would that be handled?
It depends on what it is. That's something, I'm very outspoken. Maybe sometimes it's a bad thing. But it depends on who it is that sees it. Like if I see it, I will definitely go over there and say something to you in a private, lovingly way. That you shouldn't do that, and this is why. But if it's something that's putting other people in danger, a lot of people will say something and ground you right away. The air bosses are very strict on that. Like I'm, obviously, launch and get away from the LZ and then just come back and land, circle the LZ constantly. We tell people if they're going to do acro, try to at least get up above 1,000 feet, if not more, preferably more, but you can't, control everybody, obviously. But we try to keep it as safe as possible, and we harp on that pretty hard. I know if you watch a video actually of it wasn't necessarily something safe, but he kind of broke the rules. We were talking about him earlier, Mr. Glenn Tuffer. You see it when he came here down to Bad Apples to meet up with me and stuff. We were flying, and then when he landed, he did a couple wingovers close to the LZ, and then you see Tim Gaskins personally come out there and give him heck on his video. He did not cut it out of the end of that video. So yeah, it's something. I know David Wolf is like me. He's pretty outspoken. He may say something depending on what it is. So yeah, I mean, we try to keep it safe. I mean, it's definitely, we got insurance. We do the right thing having EMS out here. These guys are, they don't get paid. The fire department, these guys are all volunteers as far as that's concerned. So, they see it. They will definitely say something. And Donnie, the air boss, is typically out there every year. Will ground you in a heartbeat.
Do they make those pilot meetings mandatory for everybody that signed up to fly?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a mandatory thing. We can't force everybody to show up because there's so many people out here, but we do harp on that. And we'll probably have more than one pilot meeting for people showing up later. That's something I'm going to talk to Tim about, make sure we do that more. And then that's leading into safety. That's why I've reached out to NOAA to come out here and represent the USPPA, and hopefully he comes to all the future fly-ins, or we have someone like Ron Toran or Travis Burns that are admins for the USPPA. It's something that we got to all voluntarily do, to man that booth for a little bit, talk to newer pilots, and then basically harp on safety, because that's what they're there for. They're the regulation of our sport that's not regulated, so that gives us our structure. And I would say every sponsor that's coming, their ratings are based off USPPA. So I think it's a great thing that they're being involved in it, and and trying to show out more, and and hopefully they it shows people that this is a safe flying, and come out and enjoy it, but follow the rules and be safe. I will, for the record, I have seen people break rules, and Tim will definitely kick you out of here in a heartbeat, especially if it's putting other people at danger, not only just yourself, but other people at danger. So.
Yeah, and possibly the entire event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to take that stuff serious to protect it. So,
yeah, definitely. I mean, there's other rules out here. Like, I mean, the field is pristine. Mr. Mac Hodges, he takes very good care of this. This is his pride and joy. Little things like your pets are welcome. Just to harp on that, just, obviously you can let your dogs run free when no one's flying, run and play out in the middle of the LZ. I do that all the time. Y'all see my Doberman out there constantly. He runs out and checks out everybody. So, but yeah, definitely clean up after your pets. And if you are a smoker and you get caught throwing a cigarette butt on the ground, you will be asked to leave. No questions asked. Just for the record, if you're a smoker, please do not throw your cigarette butts on the ground.
I think
Yeah,
since
no warning.
Jerry
Yeah.
has Starlink and Will's gonna be there, I think Will should come on and do a live show. Just
Yeah. Well, you can connect to my Starlink, and then I'll have a student that has Starlink at his camper at the other end, down there where Aviator. Will, where I park on the corner up at the at the very other end of the LZ, I guess you could say, where a corner meets the short LZ.
Yeah, I know.
Or
where
where the
that-
long LZ meets the short LZ. So yeah, you can definitely connect to mine, and then we can do it down there as well. So
there you
That'd
go.
that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, actually, we could get, a few guys together and, that'd be a good show.
Yeah,
Oh,
it'd be an
definitely.
awesome show. We're live at Bad Apples. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it'd be a good time. It'd
Jerry said
definitely
one
get
thing.
people to want to come out and show out. It'd be neat.
Yeah, Jerry said one thing, I think it was in the pre-show, but if you can only make one flying event this year, you should seriously consider Bad Apples. I mean, that's like
Definitely.
the creme in my book.
I've been to a lot of fly-ins. I go to Endless Foot Drag every year. I go, been to Moonshiners, been to Palm Bay. Bad Apples is like just a location, the LZ itself. It's definitely the weather. Typically we choose the month of May because this is the best month weather-wise statistically to have the fly-in. So, typically the weather is pristine every year. Like the past 4 years, knock on wood, it stays that way. And even if the weather might be showing a little bit off, we all know our pilots, we know how it is. You show up to LZ and actually the weather's way better than what the weatherman said. So
Well, we've
so
had some
if you're gonna
storms
make one
there.
LZ, come again?
We've had some storms there at Bad Apples. I remember.
Oh yeah. Was you here the year that Michelle Bingham's paramotor went across the LZ and went into the pond from the wind?
The trike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a bunch of people. We're all standing under tents holding the canopies down because it hit us out of nowhere. It was like a monsoon of thunderstorm, rain, hard rain, and wind. And everybody's holding, you see canopies flying up in the air like tents and stuff. Everybody's holding them down. And then soon after that happened, soon as the weather stopped, soon as it passed us, you see 100 paragliders getting laid out. Everybody went flying and the weather was perfect.
But
it was dead calm.
That grass, that's the benefit of that grass, man. It's just kind of like,
Oh yeah. It sucks up the
moisture.
water really good. Yeah.
They're asking
But yeah,
how many pilot, you said there was going to be around between 300 and 350 people. Is that 350 pilots or just people?
when I give you that number, there's that's pilots actually registered. We have broke 300 the past 2 years. So that's actual pilots registered. Now, like I said, they bring their family and stuff like that, their dogs, stuff like that. Obviously, they're not, I'm not counting them, but then there's a lot of pilots here that aren't flying. They're just here to enjoy it and watch, newer pilots, first year pilots that come here to, I don't blame them. It could be very nervous, plus you're in front of a lot of people launching. Launching and landing. A lot of people don't like doing that in front of a crowd of people. They're scared they're going to mess up. But we all know, and we're all tenured pilots here, we all mess up. Like, full disclosure, I broke a prop Saturday. So yeah, we all do it. It doesn't, don't let that bother you, and we're all here to help. The air bosses will help set up your wing, and we're all here to help you get off the ground, if need be. I definitely highly suggest if you're not out of training, do not try to fly here or nothing like that. And you don't want to be getting your first flights here. That's for sure. So
speaking on that, are they got any thoughts on, or anybody putting on, I don't want to say demos, but where they stand and they talk and explain to people on like especially for newer pilots coming to events, what to expect. That way it maybe helped ease their nerves a little bit on trying to fly.
You want me to go over there? Or are you talking about the actual event here?
Just at the event.
Okay, yeah. So basically, anybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. I guess you could say, to come to the pilot meeting. So, Tim definitely touches on that. I know David's done the pilot meeting before. He definitely touches on that as well. But yeah, I mean, that's why, I'm definitely if you ever see me with a microphone, I'm definitely going to call out some names of people like, hey, if you're new, don't be afraid to come up and ask questions. There's going to be a lot of instructors there, a lot of admins for the USPPA. We're all ambassadors of the sport. I definitely highly suggest, come up and ask questions. If you see someone on YouTube, go up and talk to them. It's one of those things. Like, I mean, for example, like Andrew Fuller, I watched that man for years on YouTube and never met him. And then, finally met him, and he became one of my best friends in the sport. Like I said, he sets up with me every year now at my tent to do reserve repacks and, quick release harnesses. So, I mean, it's definitely something, everybody's welcome, and everybody's, feel free to ask questions, and, anything to make you more comfortable. We're definitely try to accommodate it.
I forgot to ask you too, how long do we have you for? It's already been an hour. Do we need to let you go, or can you hang with us for a little bit longer?
I'm totally fine. I'm just sitting in a camper down here. However y'all want to keep it going, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so he said 5 hours. Sound good to me. Excellent. I hope your Starlink is charged and ready to go. Actually, we're going to spin the spinning wheel again real quick. So, James, go ahead and unmute yourself. Tell us a little bit about jbppg.com and what we're picking away today.
All right, so today I'm gonna give away. I 3D print lots of different items, and I've got a pretty good sized mirror here that I like to use for checking my fuel, checking my GoPro, or even looking behind me over the paramotor. Of course, I got a vinyl decal to go with it. I've also got a carabiner, so you can clip it onto your chest pack or on your harness somewhere so you don't drop it. It's just a few things that we have on jbppg.com. As you've seen the mugs at the beginning of the show, I do a lot of mugs, vinyl decals, and so forth. So just head over to jbppg.com and have a look, see what we got over there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to kind of promote this real quick. JB got this for me. It's the Run to the Sky, Lift a Warrior Spirit logo. And on this side, PPG Grandpa. I'm a big fan.
I like it.
So he's only given those to his friends, right? Because I don't have one of those, but that's pretty cool.
No, you got to buy them. You have to go to jbppg.com and buy these things. I don't know. I mean, it didn't cost me very much, and shipping was free. Because I use PPG Grandpa.
I'll have to make
You already had the logo, and I guess I don't know about Paramount already having the logo. Wheelfly only has like a silhouette thing. So how are you going to get a Wheelfly picture coffee mug?
I don't know.
How does that work, James?
Silhouette's all I could afford. That 4-color stuff's expensive.
Oh, I'm sure we can come up with something over here.
That sounds awesome. So whenever Will is ready to spin that spinny wheel, we're going to go ahead and spin for that. Any new people pop on here since the last spinny wheel?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go, Linda.
Oh, okay. Let's see. We got Chris Carlos, Fly Michigan, PPG, boop, boop. PPG, the other Nick, Phil Huger, Next Batman, and Kelby Cox in the house. What's up, Kelby?
Woot woot. Awesome.
I know.
Shuffle.
So
Good luck, everybody.
how do we get to that, James? How do we get that if we don't win on the spinny wheel? How do we get up with you and get some cool stuff?
So the simplest way is to go to jbppg.com, make your free account. You can email me from there also, or you can look me up on Facebook. I got jbppg on Facebook also. Or you can give me a shout on the phone. You can call me up, send me a text message, whatever, at 309-255-8936.
Excellente. So let's
Right.
go ahead and spin the spinny wheel of winny things.
I'm not going to guess this time. Someone else guess.
What's that?
Someone else guess who's going to win. I'm not going to guess. This time.
A-lines.
Oh, I'm gonna say Kelby.
I'm going to say the last person that you put on the list again, because it's always rigged like that. Or Sean, you know.
I don't know who the last person was. I think it was Kelby.
Uh-oh, Kelly's going to win. Darn it. It's now watch PPG, the other Nick, win again. We're really supposed to take off the people that won. So
Yeah, that's right. You got to remind me about that. I keep forgetting.
PPG, the other Nick wins. I don't know. We might have
Come
to.
on, A-lines. Come on. You're gonna do it.
That's looking close, but I think it's going to go
No, it's
past.
gonna pass it.
It'll be
Yeah.
It's gonna
Scott,
pass. Hold on.
Scott and Angie, I bet.
Uh-oh.
It might be John Wayne.
Scott and Angie. I
Yeah.
already called it.
Batman.
It's Scott and Angie for sure.
Yeah, I already called it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Close, but no cigar.
Uh-oh. It's
Right.
tripping.
Scott and Angie wins.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hold on, I'm still writing it down.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scott and Angie Garland.
Garland. Okay. Won the jbppg.com stuff. So we can do one of two things, Scott and Angie. You can get up with me, text me at 501-747-3558, and I can send you out one myself, or you can go over to jbppg.com, create that free account, and James will be able to send you out one when he gets back home. Whatever you want to do. All righty then.
Thank you, chatters.
Hey, you know what? We got a secret code, don't we, from last week? Do we not? So I'm going to put start in here. Whoever puts the secret code in, the first, I put star. I think it's supposed to be start. Let me spell it. Let me spell it correctly. Star. So I'm going to hit start. So the first person that puts in the code from last week wins something from Care PP. So, am I still here?
Was it
Yeah.
socks?
Mhm.
Yeah, we're just all like,
All right. Jim, tell us a little bit about Care PP and what we're going to be giving away today.
We're going to be giving away one of the Paramotor calendars that was people were putting in their pictures to ppgcalendar.com, and we chose the top 12 pictures and they got compiled into the calendar. So we've got a few left, and here's one of the ones that is going to there we go. You can actually see it. There, that's quite
Nice.
the cover. And it for a special bonus, we even got the centerfold in there. Well, he's not quite a centerfold because he wouldn't give me a good quality picture. There he is, Minty himself.
Oh, is that the one that he's flying with nothing on or a skirt? I don't know which one that is.
With his pirate hooker dress.
Excellent. So you got a centerfold. You get to see the hooker dress. Awesome. That's awesome. So who won that?
Did Fly get it?
Was it rigged again? Did Kramer win it? I think she's the first one that put in socks.
Yeah, Kramer's the first one to put socks
Yes,
in.
he is.
Kramer won. So Jim, with your maple syrup smelling money, tell Kramer how to get up with you to get that PPG calendar from ppgcalendar.com.
Okay, so go to ppgcalendar.com and set up an account, and then send me your address, and I will ship this out to you right away.
Would the address be in the account that they create?
It's either going to be when she sets up the account, she'll be putting in her address, or she can put in an address after in the comment section.
Okay, and then she'll get up with you by calling you, texting you, or going through the something on your website. How does that work?
The account will, when she forms that account, it'll send me an email.
Oh, okay, excellent. So there you go, Kramer. You got yourself a PPG calendar from ppgcalendar.com. From Jim up in Canada. It'll probably smell like maple syrup. If you want to have your, he's shaking his head. If you want to have your very own calendar, you can send your very own pictures over to Jim. Just get up with carepp.com and let him know that you found this place on PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast, ClearProp TV, and he will give you 10% off if you mention PPG Grandpa.
Sean, I think you need to remind people how to get that reserve because Tony's asking. I don't know why he wouldn't remember, but
Oh my goodness. So we are giving away a free brand new reserve from APCO Aviation. All you have to do is send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address down below, and we get these things in the mail. And what we do is hopefully it's a donation to the nonprofit organization, and it is a 501c3. And not only is this helping funding the nonprofit organization designed to help disabled veterans not only learn to fly, but get adaptive paramotors or flying machines. Like if you're missing a limb or something, guess what? You can still fly with your feet. And there's teeth throttles. There's all sorts of really cool adaptive equipment that people will be able to use to run into the sky. So that's what we're trying to fund. We got one person already funded, and his name is Butch. He's going to be going through school, and we already got him a trike, a paramotor, and all of his gear ready to rock and roll. All he has to do is come over here, and we get to train him. So thank you very much for all the people that donated already. For every $5 that you donate, you get another raffle ticket. If you just want to send a self-addressed stamped envelope, we'll send you some stickers and a raffle ticket too. So we are trying to fund this. So the address is Run Into the Sky, 3820 Dave Ward Drive, Suite 1900, number 111 in Conway, Arkansas, 72034. All that information is down below. And as soon as we get enough money to pay for the reserve and a little bit more, we're going to go ahead and raffle that off. So the more the merrier.
So how's that work? I'm already here. So how many self-stamped envelopes can I just leave here when I leave to go home?
You just leave one self-addressed stamped envelope with a $1,000 check, and I will send you a ton of raffle tickets, maybe the whole roll.
nice.
Yes, Will.
I have a mea culpa, and I am sorry, Tony. I missed your name on the spinny wheel, dude. Sorry. You wouldn't have won anyways, man. But anyway.
Who do we miss?
Tony, I missed. He didn't say anything about it. I just noticed it.
Oh
sorry.
my!
Look at Linda. She's just like.
Who's that said Jerry needs a bra and how much does he bench, et cetera, et cetera?
Dude,
oh,
man.
Lordy.
Bill, isn't he? I mean, he's muscular.
My max is 325, and sounds like a little bit of jealousy there. That's all.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. He's the official Bad Apples bouncer.
Yeah, I go to the gym every day down here. That's a cool thing. Like I could drive up to Americus, Georgia. There's a little local gym I go to. It's a pretty cool gym. So yeah, try not to miss a day, but I've been slacking lately. So yeah, I'm very tiny compared to how I used to be.
I noticed. I was like, man, look at him. He's been slacking at the gym.
Yeah, right.
Linda, thank you. That's motivation. Thank you.
Man, oh
Then
man.
get back at it hard. I might go after we get off the call. It's a 24/7 gym now.
No, what she's saying, that's obviously the first thing that would come to somebody's mind, that this guy's slacker. This guy's a slacker.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Oh, God.
It's like body dysmorphia in a the opposite direction, I guess you could say.
Hey, there's a lot worse things you could be like doing. You know what I mean? So that's a healthy thing. Go for
We
it.
want to pump iron, be strong.
Yeah,
Definitely trying to work on my legs a lot more so I can lift these paramotors up and I can keep running. Because full disclosure, I ripped a calf muscle probably about 3 months ago. Not flying paramotors. I played in a paintball tournament and I haven't played in years. I used to do that like semi-pro and stuff for years. Way before paramotoring, and I went and played at a tournament for my company, one of my best friend's companies that I work for actually full time. But on the starting gate, kind of ripped my calf muscle and had to play hobble around the rest of the tournament. And it took it's still healing. Like if I bend my foot a certain way, I can definitely feel it in my calf still. So you see me with shorts on at the event, you're going to see me probably wearing calf, what are they called? Those braces or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
copper braces. So yeah, I've been wearing that for a couple months. My calf is still like an inch bigger than my other calf. So it looks like I've been hitting leg day with one calf and been skipping leg day with the other. So but yeah, getting old.
Don't take much anymore, that's for dang sure.
Oh yeah, it hit me at a very something small. All I did was take off running, and I mean what originally happened. I thought my buddy shot me in the calf on the starting box, like right when they blew the horn to go, because that's what it felt like. It was like like a rock hit me in the back of the calf, like a baseball bat, and I felt the pop. But like I thought I got shot, and I kept playing. But I'm like, oh god, this ain't going away.
Then nobody wanted to shoot at you because they're like, oh, he's already crippled. Don't shoot him.
Yeah, the funny thing was we won both those points too. Like, well, I take that back. The second point, we won the match. I shot the last guy, but then I hobbled off the field. I forgot to go hang the flag, and you can't talk to your teammate. And I didn't know my teammate was already shot. He couldn't say anything like "I'm gone" or "I'm dead." Hang the flag. And I didn't hang the flag, so we didn't get the point. So we had to play a third point, and it sucked.
How funny.
Yeah, I was in pain.
That's funny.
Well,
Oh yeah.
do we have any other questions for Jerry about bad apples, about Patriot Paramotor, or anything like that? Hey, you guys are sitting in a nice, comfortable seat.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is
Oh
nice.
yeah. What movie we watching?
We're watching
That's
some sort of
funny.
Paramotor movie, I think.
John Wick.
Nice.
All right.
Little Steve's
Did you
doing
say John Wick 4? That's what I was thinking, if that's what you said.
How
Yeah.
come the screen is behind you?
Oh, so that way you can watch what we're watching.
Me and
Yeah.
me and Jim and James were up in the balcony section.
Oh, VIP. I got you.
We had the good seats up in the balcony.
That makes us VIPs, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, only for us, yes.
Hey, James, how's the weather out at the LZ? Is it worth flying?
Oh, yes, it would have been about a half hour ago. If we didn't have the show, I would have went up.
Wow. And you
Almost.
It just
You-
calmed right
you-
down for us.
you stayed on the show instead of going out and flying.
Yeah, well, I could have took my phone with me, but I wouldn't have heard you guys,
Almost
Yeah.
looks like you were filming the rocket launch, but that happened yesterday.
Well,
Hey,
I ain't got
Sean,
the
I meant to
moon
ask
behind
you.
me.
Huh.
Sean, are you coming to the Bad Apples Fly-In?
This year I'm really I'm full with students this year.
Yeah.
I'm putting the Run Into the Sky nonprofit up off the ground, and we're converting the school and this podcast to be a nonprofit. So converting a lot of stuff over. We got Abel, Jane, Sean, Derek, Trevor, Leo, Matthew, Steve, Daryl, Rocky, Paul, Eric, and Chris that are going to be coming in over the next month or two for training. So we got lots of
Nice. You got a full plate.
yeah,
exciting.
we do. Now, don't get me wrong. Next year, I'm going to have trainers over here at the school, and myself, and I are going to go to every single flying across the United
Nice.
States, Canada, Mexico. I'll even go to Hawaii. I don't care where I'm going to go. I'm going to go someplace, and probably over in Colombia too, over with
Hey,
Chris Wheeler.
Sean, make sure you get with me on that because I definitely want to tag along if you plan on doing that.
Definitely want to go over to Colombia. Is that what you're talking about? With-
Yeah, I'm down. My favorite thing to do is travel and go fly places I've never flown before. I saw that Rumba. It says Rumba something on Instagram, but they have where they get people to come in and they take them all over different places like Costa Rica, Mexico, and take them flying for like 7 days. And but yeah, I saw, who was it I talked to? I think it was Ron Torin. About he went to Colombia out there. Might be starting a school out there. Don't quote me on it. I think that's what he kind of hinted to. But yeah.
I think that we might need to have a little place over there too in Colombia as far as a little training place. I mean, it's big. It's really awesome. I would really like to be able to do that. Hang
You plan that trip, invite me. I'm definitely gonna go.
Well, I think Chris says that we might be able to get together. What did he say last week? October, November?
November was the time to go because there's a particular area, the Horn of Columbia, where you can fly in October and November, but you
Oh,
can't fly
yeah.
there any other time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that'd be neat.
So we might have to do something like that. That sounds good.
I'm trying to get also like y'all know Eugene Cushions, right?
Mhm.
South Africa.
Right?
Been trying to get him to hopefully, eventually get something going over there to invite a bunch of people that's, from out of the country to go fly, do
That
some
would be
cross
cool.
country across like safari land. Like he sent me a video of him flying over a lion at like 20 feet. I'm just like, man, if you had a motor out, boy. I was like, do you carry a gun? And he goes, oh yeah, you always carry a gun because you have a motor out here. There's a lot, you're not the top of the food chain. So like, I'm like, man, I was like, that adds another factor of excitement to me.
Wow, that could be like a whole new Naked and Afraid, Flying and
Oh
Afraid.
yeah.
Good old
Maybe
fly.
we could plan a fly camp. That would be legit in the safari.
Oh
So
my
first
God.
part of it, Sean, we fly out in the middle of the safari, fly over all kind of animals, then we land. Then you got to survive the night. Then we get up and we go flying again.
As long as there's no pterodactyls out there, well, I think we'll be all right.
Just put
I
some raw
hear you.
meat on the bottom of his harness.
Oh yeah.
That's the adventure flying when you have the meat underneath.
Oh yeah, that adds a
That's how
whole
you
nother
get rid of
level
your
adventure flying.
I ain't got to run fast. I just got to run faster than PPG Grandpa.
There you go.
There you go.
And
I'm
you know that
gonna bring a big wing so I can get off the ground quicker than anybody else. I
Yeah.
might be slow, but I'm gonna get off the ground quicker than you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it sounds like there's lots of adventures out there. And, I really want to continue to do all the cool adventures out there and also be able to podcast every Monday, no matter where I am around the whole world. So I think that I might look into that Starlink internet.
I was just about to say that you should definitely do it, and it's pretty small. It's definitely where you could definitely pack it in something and bring it with you in a suitcase. And literally, all you do is plug it in and get it out in a clear sky where there's no, anything in the way, and then turn it on and it does its own thing. It starts moving and finds a satellite, and then boom, you just activate it for $35 for 30 months
Whoa,
or
whoa, whoa, whoa.
30 days.
Whoa,
John,
wait a
have
minute.
you not
Wait a
looked
minute.
at this?
No, I
Yeah.
have not. No, I've lived under a rock. No, I've been flying underneath
Oh
a
my
sheet.
God.
I've been flying a lot. All right. Tell me about this Starlink real quick because you just said it moves around and finds satellites
Yeah,
automatically.
it finds a satellite. Yeah. So basically, when I plug it in and then I activate it on my phone on the app, it literally, you sit there and watch it, it'll start just moving, and finding the best view of that satellite to connect to.
No way.
Yeah, it's literally plug and play and press a button or two, and then you're good to go. It might take like 20, 30 minutes to fully set up and, get going, like as far as like your internet service and all that stuff after you activate your account.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's definitely worth the money. Like I have to say, it's really, really good.
So I wonder if we could put that on top of a wing when we're flying and get internet no matter where we go.
I mean, hey, on a bigger wing, the weight is not that much.
How you gonna get power to that? I mean,
Solar. Put solar panels up on your wing, right?
Yeah, solar
Install a
fabric.
bigger battery to your e-start and then plug it to that.
Seriously,
It
don't they
doesn't
have-
move that fast.
Don't they have solar fabric? I
They
thought
got
they
solar
had
fabric. They got solar fabric.
That's the next.
Speaking
big-
of which, I know there's a bad apple brother named Mark Ingram. He attaches a radio antenna it goes from his riser all the way to the top of his wing. So because he's one of those guys that likes to fly 10,000 feet up in the air. I think he's done it down here a couple times. Like he's literally a speck in the sky, but he gets up there and he's like a big ham radio guy. And yeah, I've seen him. He's got that radio antenna attached to his wing, going up his risers and his lines.
Oh
So
my gosh, he could talk skip forever up there.
Yeah, he actually, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know how he did it, but you know how PPC, you got to register with the FAA and like they can see you on a radar. Well, he's registered his paramotor on that too. So you can see him when he's up in the air, especially if you use gaggle, like, when he's flying or whatnot. But yeah,
What
he's
is he,
registered his paramotor.
what is he using then to register a paramotor?
I have no idea. If you come, you'd have to ask him the details. I might have him reach out to you because, yeah, he's very knowledgeable in that category of what he does. But like, yeah, it's not a PPC. He flies a fresh breeze, if I'm not mistaken. Last I checked. So, yeah.
Hey, Linda, let's see if we can get him on the show because that sounds really interesting. Not only, running a line up there, but registering your paramotor, and I guess it's ADS-B in and out that he has up there too.
I'm assuming.
He's
I don't
trying
know.
to go for ADS-B out is what he wants, which is still like $2,100, I think is what he said. And
Oh wow.
When you're spending $4,000 or so on fabric for a wing, it's
yeah,
it's $2,000 more for an ADS-B out is not.
Yeah, he's a definitely a big hand radio guy. He'll start talking to me about stuff like that, and I'm just like, what? What? Like, so yeah, he's definitely very knowledgeable in that category. So yeah, he'd definitely be the one to talk to about stuff like that.
Just DM me the name and all that, and I'll do my research.
Definitely.
Yeah, either you, Jerry, or Sean, just send
James,
me
you're
his
gonna have to
name
start
and
a
all
fire
that.
out there, man, so you can get enough light.
Me?
No,
James.
James.
Oh,
I just went and got my wife's cell phone and turned the light on.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I got
There you
that
go.
ghosty figure going on.
That
Yeah,
is
just
that-
amazing. Hey, Jerry, you said gaggle might be represented there. Is it going to be Henny? Do you know?
I'm not really sure who's coming. I'd have to reach back out to them and find out. I know they sponsored the event, and they said they definitely were. Someone from Gaggle was definitely coming out. So,
Cool.
Yeah, if the people that are watching don't have gaggle, you should get it. They added in, now you can see other aircraft that are around you, like planes and helicopters. That is freaking awesome. It'll show a little
Yeah.
kind of a helicopter. You're like, yeah, I'm not going nowhere near that. So
yeah, they're definitely advancing that app more, and I'm glad someone's doing it. I mean, it's just gonna, as a safety feature to keep us all safe. You can't beat it. And definitely, I don't know how they are money wise that what they're doing, but like, yeah, I'd definitely love to donate to them. If it's gonna help further that app. Because I mean, sky's the limit with it nowadays. I mean, as far as name another app that that comes comparable for that caters to paramotor pilots.
Yeah, other than the Skyfly High that I was always using, that gaggle when it first came out, it was kind of basic, and I just really haven't used it. But after Steve and other people started talking about it, I started to turn it on, look at it, it's like, wow, this thing is really advancing a lot. So yeah, shout out to Gaggle and the Gaggle app for sure.
Yeah.
I like the way it'll say, hey, your LZ is at your 12 o'clock. It lets you know, hey, I'm flying towards my LZ, because you can get lost up in, I mean, especially for the newer pilots like myself, I go up and I start flying around and I'm like, where the hell did my LZ go? So it'll say, oh yeah, your LZ is at your 9 o'clock or whatever. You turn and then it'll say it's 12 o'clock, means you're headed directly towards it. And you can tell it, announce every minute, every 5 minutes, however and it'll tell you your wind speed, your altitude, everything. It's freaking awesome. I like it.
It saved me the other night when I flew up here because I got out a little ways. Everything looks the same. Where's the LZ? And it announced, where it was, and I was X amount of time away from it. Okay.
Yeah, it'll say you're 5 minutes from your LZ. It lets you know, hey, you're 30 minutes away, whatever it is. Make sure you got enough gas to get back, and the winds are right for it. Because if you're going into a headwind, that can slow you down a lot.
Yeah, giggity.
Shane's Planet Shane says PPG dashboard for what it's worth.
What's PPG dashboard?
That must be another app. Is that for Android? Shane's Planet Shane, or is that also
PPG
for
dashboard.
Is that paraglider dashboard?
PPG dashboard? It says. I don't know if he means Parrot, but I mean, that would be something different. PPG dashboard, have to check that one out.
Looking on, I did a Google search and nothing came up, so maybe it's
Yeah, I'm not.
maybe it's an app. So let me check out the apps real quick. If you're on the super chat, help us out a little bit. What is PPG dashboard? Is it an app? Is it a website?
I see a website, but it's not giving me an app.
Look in the apps real quick. I don't see anything for in the.
James says paraglider dashboard is probably what he means.
Oh,
Oh,
Well, I can tell you, I can speak really highly of Gaggle. I mean, they've done a fantastic job putting it together and even using it for navigation. It's just, you can't beat it.
Yeah, I use it quite regularly. I'm gonna be using it on Wednesday. I'm gonna do a 200 kilometer or about 125 mile flight. And I'll be going right through some airport airspace. So
yeah,
I'm
Paraglider
going to
dashboard is for Android.
keep on top of that, that's for sure.
It's for Android.
Yep.
Do they still make those?
That's all I
Yeah.
use.
It's all I use. Except for the Skyfly High. I went and I got myself a used
And you and
iPhone
Sean,
8,
it is
and now I
fly
have it.
sky high. It is not sky fly high.
you all
Yeah,
know
that's-
what I'm talking about, so it's perfectly okay.
I fly.
Fly, fly, fly. If I said fly, 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 I bet you know what app I'm talking about.
Right.
We speak, Sean.
You speak grandpa, you better speak grandpa.
Big grandpa.
This is really neat. I'm going through all the stuff. It has a satellite view, heading north, pilot snoop nearby, snail trails, waypoints, airspace, ground speed, wind speed, altitude, height, AGL, climb rate, waypoints, aircraft nearby. Oh my
Is this
God.
paraglider dashboard?
No, this is the gaggle still I'm looking at because
Yeah, try it. Man. If you haven't,
If you haven't tried Gaggle, you definitely need to try it.
I got 5 flights on Gaggle, and I just made a Paramotor Arkansas, I guess group. You can make your own groups, or you
Yep.
can see other groups. Go to join groups. This is really neat.
and it'll show you where the other person is with their tail, and it's just a neat app.
Oh yeah, and if somebody in your group flies, it'll say, "Hey, blah 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 is flying right now. Watch their flight." You can click on it and watch them fly around. It's pretty cool. James, you
Yeah,
look
that's what-
sticky as shit. I'm just saying.
Yeah, James.
That's what my wife does. Is she uses Gaggle on her phone on the ground, and she can watch where I'm at in case something would
Oh,
go
yeah.
wrong.
Didn't
It's
even
a good
think
way to
about
catch
that.
someone not inviting you to the LZ to go flying.
Yeah.
Oh, you're flying. You call them up. What are you doing? Oh, nothing. I'm just, sitting out here. Yeah,
motor out here
yeah. I
around.
seen you flying 30 minutes ago. Don't lie, Craig.
So and here's like Tony's saying, Jim, I saw your flight. Awesome. Think you'll beat your times. I don't know if he means he was following you on Gaggle or what. But what time are you trying to beat?
Well, I did 160 kilometers, or I did 100 miles the other day in a via triangle, and I'm gonna try and accomplish 200 miles, or sorry, 200 kilometers or 125 miles tomorrow, on Wednesday morning. It's looking positive.
That is a lot of kilometers, guys. It is. What's neat, really neat too, is that James flew with me too, and you can actually merge your flight with your buddy's flight, so you can kind of see in real time when you play it back where everybody was at a particular time. That's really neat
Yeah.
too. All right, Gaggle might be my new favorite.
Hey, gentlemen and ladies, I might have to call it myself. I got to go let the dog out and stuff.
Who
And,
let the dogs out? Cheers,
yeah, he's
cheers,
back
cheers,
there howling.
cheers. That's how old we are. All right, Jerry. Well, thank you so much for
howling.
thank you so much for hanging out with us, buddy, and good luck with your school and
Yes.
all the people that are going to be going to Bad Apples. make sure you go over there and give Jared a big hug for PPG Grandpa because I won't be able to make it this year. So just go over there.
Well,
Give him a big
there's always
squeeze.
next year.
Yeah,
If
I'll
you
make
can
it
get
next
your,
year.
if you can get your
I'll
arms
do it
around
You won't be able to get your arms around those bad.
Thanks,
Well,
Jerry.
yeah, definitely,
Appreciate it.
definitely everybody, definitely come say hi if you see me. Definitely don't, be afraid to come hang out and whatnot by the campfire at night and stuff like that. But yeah, look forward to seeing everybody there. It's going to be a great time.
You
Excellent.
can go ahead. You can crash Robert's show on Thursday if you want.
I hear you.
He
I'll
would love
definitely get
it.
up with Will Fly. I'll get with Will Fly and we'll definitely go live and stuff here. So
Yeah, man.
There you go.
Well,
He would love it. He would love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be a good time.
Yeah, we'll get it
Alrighty.
together. It'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
Jared, thanks for everything, buddy.
All right,
Appreciate you, man.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a blessed night. Thank y'all so
Thanks,
much.
Jerry.
Good, bud.
All right, bye.
So that's Jerry. You can find him over at patriotparamotor.com. That's his flight school. He's going to be over at Bad Apples this year. So like I said, if you are over at Bad Apples, go over there and give him a big squeeze for PPG Grandpa since I won't be able to make it over there. This has been a really, really fun podcast. And I cannot believe that it was an hour and a half already.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this was great. This was is that Gaggle? Is that free, that app?
It
I was
is
just
free.
looking it up.
So far, it's great.
It's
You
free,
can
but
pay.
yeah,
for
if for the traffic, you have to pay extra, but it's a very small fee. I can't remember the price. It's like,
Like
Oh, okay.
$9 every 6 months.
how much?
$9 or $10 every 6 months.
And that's for what?
I was thinking it was a little more than that, but it's really
Oh.
reasonable.
So,
Okay.
so how do you do that? Because I don't even see. Oh, there it is. Subscription upgrade.
I had to go in my I just checked it. I went in my apps, my Google store or whatever, Play Store, and I Googled Gaggle and it came up. Yeah, you could pick, I guess, which
Okay.
one or something. And
So monthly is $3.99. Every 6 months is $19.99, and annual is $39.99. And that is to create groups with live tracking and notification, real-time height above ground, wind speed and direction before takeoff, in-flight audio cues, weather info for recordings, fly routes with waypoints, sharing your route with others, regional airspace, wow, flight log exports, that's really good, recognition of your support with a Gaggle badge next to your name. That's what I want for $40 a year. Hell yeah. Look, I got a Gaggle right next to me. I'm cool.
Yeah.
And,
that's way worth it then.
high
$40 a
quality
year.
full color image of your flight. That is definitely worth it. I mean, with all that cool stuff there.
I mean, if it keeps one helicopter from running into you, it's paid for itself.
Yeah, I would say.
I'm
That's one
subscribing,
way to look at it.
subscribing right now. Double click.
I'm so used to flying by myself. I never see another plane. I took my radio with me
See
to the
that.
LZ the first time and
Okay.
because they
That's
finally
what
got
it
it working.
Annual
backward.
$15, 6 month $19.99, and monthly $3.99. What am I missing? That's all the available plans.
Is there something wrong with my mic?
That's what, isn't that what you said?
Yeah.
No,
Sean?
we're just ignoring you, Jim.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I'm gonna take off. See y'all.
No, I heard what you
That's
said.
funny.
I heard what you said, Jim. But I mean, there's probably, I don't take this the wrong way, but you don't fly in a really populated area, do you, as far as aviation goes?
I don't. And so I don't necessarily need it. But I turned my radio on and somebody was saying, watch your traffic. This is such and such. We're coming in 5 minutes. And there was a plane that flew right over me, a Cessna. I waited and I thought, gee.
Holy
So then
moly.
the whole day, the whole time because normally I'll fly right over top of the airport all the time. And I don't worry about it. But
And
I
that
was
was through-
very
that was
glad
through-
I had the radio.
That's through your Gaggle or through an air radio?
This was through the air radio, but I do have the gaggle as well, but it didn't pop up on. Oh, I took off just as it went over and went away. So, and I didn't see it on gaggle.
That is Crazy. I wanted to give a shout out to a couple of people that are listening to our audio stream through Podbean. Shahid joined the room and Tiffany's joined the room. Thank you very
Nice.
much for listening to our audio live stream on Podbean.
There you go.
Jim brought up a good point, and a lot of people get hung up as far as aviation radio goes. They get hung up on the fact that they may have to talk and they don't know what to say, and they may say the wrong thing and get confused, blah, blah, blah. The most important thing, and the reason you should use an aviation radio, in my opinion, is to monitor it so that you know what's going on, you know what's coming in, and because quite honestly, it's quite difficult to communicate and do all the other things that you're doing while you're flying, unless you need to, of course, if you're flying into an airport or out of an airport. But it's invaluable to know, just like what you said there, that there's an airplane and it's such and such. And so anyway.
I chose last night to fly solely right beside the airport. I did about 30 flights, and it was just touch and goes, just circling, touch and goes, touch and goes. So every time I was coming in for a touch and go, because we don't actually land down a runway, but I'm running east-west on a runway 17 because I got to go with the wind, right? So every single time I announced that I was coming in for a touch and go on runway 17, because heck, if a plane came by, and that would suck.
Well, you would still announce that runway, even if it's a parallel grass part of the runway, it's still that runway.
I did. And I announced it each time. And just because if there's going to be air traffic around in my area, I don't want to get hit. And I also want them to announce themselves so that I know they're there. Because too many people, from what I've heard, don't use the radio. Even if they're in an airplane, they won't use it. They think they're there by themselves.
It's not a requirement.
That's really
we had an
interesting,
incident.
guys, and I'm very happy that Jim brought this up. So Jim and Will, I'll get to Will in just a moment, because he was not only a pilot, a fixed wing pilot, but he also an instructor for fixed wing for general aviation. Yes, Will, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so let's start with Jim first. Jim, because you're up in Canada, you have to have a registered vehicle, which is your paramotor, and you have to have a air band radio that you can talk on, right?
No, I don't have to. You only have to have airband radio if you're flying in aerodrome or something like that.
Okay, so when you're in there around airport, tell us, how do you announce yourself through the airband?
I always take a few seconds to gather my thoughts before I say anything. And then you hit the button and you say, Watrous traffic or Watrous Airport, if I'm right at the airport. Watrous Airport, this is Paramotor on final for runway 17. And then I go in. And that's usually about a minute or two before I'm just about to hit the ground. And then if you enter the aerodrome, it's Watrous traffic. This is Paramotor entering the aerodrome, or entering 5 miles out. And then you're supposed to say the location too. So like northwest that you're coming in toward the airport from. And that's what I say. It's very simple.
How about when you do your touch and goes?
Yeah, when I do my touch and goes, it's Watrous Airport. This is Paramotor performing touch and go on final runway 17.
Okay, it's really interesting. Will Fly, if you were at an airport and you were going to be coming in on on probably not the runway, probably the grass strip next to it, how would you announce yourself in that airport?
It would depend on how I'm coming in. So when I first started flying paramotors, I guess the airplane part of me wanted to do each, enter the pattern correctly and do a downwind, a crosswind, a base and a final. Now I tried to come in underneath the pattern so that just in case there's those out there not using radios, it's not going to be a factor. What I try to do is I'll announce my airport. Normally what I'll do is do a midfield base to final. And I use those terms because any pilot's going to know what a base is and they're going to know what a final is, right? So I try to use those terms. I won't say I'm just coming in from the west and landing on, runway, whatever. I try to give them with any radio communication, you want to tell them what you are, who you are, what you are, and what you want to do, basically. And with the where you are, it would be your location from the airport, distance-wise, your altitude, things like that. Things that you would want to know if someone was telling you their location. So if I was coming in, I'd say whatever airport traffic. And I use powered paraglider because I found that a lot of people don't know what a paramotor is. And I've actually had them say, what's a paramotor? But everyone can use their imagination, right, and fill in the gaps when I say paraglider, even if I put powered in front of it. So I'll say whatever airport, powered paraglider 2 miles west of the field, 800 feet inbound, we'll be making a right base to final runway 23 or whatever runway I'm using and whatever traffic pattern, because some airports it's right traffic, some it's left. And with that, one thing you need to know is there's no required pattern at an uncontrolled field. There's standard traffic, which is left traffic usually, but a pilot can come in all cattywampus if they want to. There's no, you have to do a certain pattern at an uncontrolled field. So I don't know if that answered your question. Oh, okay, yeah. So right base to final. So and then from there, and I'll do that like 2 miles out. And then from there, I'll say whatever airport, power paraglider, entering a right base for runway 23, landing in the grass on the west side, or whatever, west side of the field. And then on final, I'd say whatever airport, powered paraglider, turning final, runway 23 for the grass on the west side, full stop. That's what I'd say. And then the last call would be, and I have to admit, I don't always make these calls, right? If I'm the only game in town and I know it, I might skimp on a call or two. But when I'm on the ground and there's other traffic in the pattern, they really appreciate knowing that you're clear of the runway. So my final call would be whatever airport, powered paraglider is clear all runways. And then you end it with whatever airport, the name of the airport. So the reason you do the beginning and the end, the name of the airport and the end, and then in the beginning is because there could be an airport close by that it's close enough to share the same frequency so that if someone's just tuning in and they hear, oh, it's that airport, well, that's another airport. I don't have to worry about that, so I don't know if that answered your question, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
That's a good point because there's that plane that flew over top of me was actually landing at an airport that was probably only 500 meters away. So less than a kilometer away from me. And it didn't announce anything after it said it was going to be flying over the airport. And actually I didn't even catch that. They just said that they were going to be in the area in 5 minutes. So I just waited until I saw them and they happened to go right through the pattern and on to the next airport.
Yeah, they're subject to do anything. So that's really important. And before I even lay the wing out, I'm already monitoring the traffic. I've had communication with a Learjet that flies in and out of the airport that I fly out of. And that's really important, man, because they go fast. And it's an invaluable tool. Not the cheapest, but if you're going to fly in and around an airport, I would say it's required equipment. One last thing I wanted to say about that, Sean, is that it pays to familiarize yourself with the traffic pattern at the airport. you know, by any traffic pattern. I mean, what a traffic pattern is, start there, you know, with the upwind and the crosswind and the downwind and the base and the final. That way, when they make a call, you'll know where they are, right? So, and then leaving, what I do is I'll make my call, who I am, where I am, and what I'm going to do. The same thing. Whatever Raleigh Airport, paraglider departing in the grass, parallel runway 23, and departing to the west at 500 feet, or making a right turnout to the west at 500 feet. And I used to, I mean, there's two ways that the typical ways of departing an airport would be straight out or at a 45-degree angle towards the downwind. So I don't do that anymore. My goal is to get up and out as soon as I can, you know, so.
You can see that it's important to gather your thoughts. There's a lot of things you can say, and you want to minimize it as much as possible, but you want to be as clear as possible too. Like for me, that's why I just said on final runway 17. But then I also know that there's so few people in the area. I just didn't want anybody else to be on final for runway 17.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a scary, once you turn final, it's a little bit scary to turn your back against approaching traffic, maybe faster than you on the same final, you know, so I get it. And you're right. You say what you want to say in as few as words possible without sacrificing clarity. And yeah. It's just
But you made some really good points. I mean, there's a course that you can take on radio, or you have to take on radio communication if you're going to be in these areas. But there's so much to learn, and the terminology, you really should familiarize yourself with it regularly. And I haven't flown with a radio for a year and a half because my battery was shot and I couldn't. Oh no, my battery charger was shot. It took me half a year to figure that out.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, if you're having trouble with radio communication, Jim, what language do you have to speak to be a pilot anywhere in the world?
English.
So speak plain English, because the other people, they're going to speak plain English too, or they're going to understand the English language. So worst case scenario, don't worry about all the proper nomenclature and stuff. Just speak plain English.
I got to roll. Y'all have a good night.
All right. What's happening Friday night?
I don't know. It's going to be up in the air this week, Will. So come by and find out. We'll figure something out.
When you say up in the air, are you gonna be flying up in the air, or
No. Man, I'm just hoping for good weather. We got tornadoes and stuff right now. I'm just hoping that the weather calms back down, because I've been
fine.
too scared to go out there and fly. But hopefully, we got a fly-in coming in. You know what? Couple of weeks, so I'll be doing that. I'll definitely try and get some video, and then we can talk about it later if I don't crash or anything like that.
don't crash?
No, don't crash. That would be bad. No breaking anything, any motor parts or body parts. Yeah, that's
Definitely don't crash. All right. So if somebody was going to tune in Friday to see what's going on, how would they get up with you, bud?
paramotordude.com. That'll take you straight to my YouTube channel. I'm on every Friday, 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. Come by. We have a lot of fun on there and just hang out. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, just like they got Paramotor Hangout and I got Scuba's Hangout. There you go. Couple places to hang out.
Right on.
Sounds good. All right. Paramotordude.com on Friday. Excellent. Thank you so much, Scuba Steve. Have a great evening. And thank you very much for hanging out with us over at clearproptv.com.
Yeah.
Excellent. We also got Will Fly from Will Fly PPG. I think that you do a podcast with your friends on Tuesdays. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, man, it's just what it sounds like. It's Paramotor Hangout Tuesday night, 8 p.m. on YouTube. And Shane and Mark and myself get together, pick a topic and talk about it. And if we don't have a topic for that night, we always end up talking about something. We have a good time. So, you go to ppgshane.com. We'll take you right there. 8 p.m. tomorrow night.
There you go. If you haven't been over there before, go to ppgshane.com, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when the next cool Paramotor shenanigans or hangout will be. Thank you so much, Mr. Will Fly, and your awesome channel too that you put some crazy, amazing stuff on, which is willflyppg.com. So if you haven't been there, make sure you go there and subscribe and hit that bell notification. Also on Wednesday, you got the Girls Just Want to Fly, or is it Just Want to Fly? Just Want to Fly Paramotor podcast on Wednesday nights at, is it 7 o'clock? I think it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Central at paramotorgirl.com.
Yes.
So make sure you go over to paramotorgirl.com, hit subscribe and that bell notification so you know when they post some awesome stuff on YouTube. Wait a minute, there's something that goes on Thursday. What is that, Miss Linda?
I know. Gosh, the week just watching all these shows all week, the weeks just fly, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah, there's a show on Thursday nights, paraglidingtalk.com with your host, Robert Michaels. And it's a fun show. We always have cool guests. We always have Sean's, the other Spinny Winnie King. And he always, spins the wheel for everybody. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I'm not sure next Thursday, I don't think Robert is going to be having a show, not this Thursday, the following Thursday, because he's flying here to see, to be with me, because my dad, with my dad passing away. So he'll be here next week. And so yeah. So I'm really excited to see him. It's been a while. Been a few years. And plus he'll be able to see his brother, which he hasn't seen in umpteen years. So it's gonna be like very emotional day, but it's okay.
Good.
So anyway, thank you, chatters and viewers and everybody and my team. I couldn't do it without you guys either. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Monday night. This was fun. We had an awesome guest, Jerry Fly in the house, and learned a lot of stuff about the big apples and all that stuff. So bad apples, big apples, all the same to me. It's all big. It's just big. Yeah.
A bunch of
big
apples.
Lion. Yeah, it's a big bad apple flying. There you go.
Hey, Linda, you rock.
Yeah.
Oh, you do. Anyway, yeah. So this was, like I said, this was really, really fun.
Good. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. And thank you so much for helping out, not only here on Clear Prop, but also now being the PR girl at the Run Into the Sky nonprofit. So thank you very much for doing that.
Yes. Yeah. And we got Tim and Tracy from Torchport. They're going to talk about Torchport flying next Monday.
Excellent.
So they'll give everybody, all the Michiganders or whoever's coming in for that flying, they'll have all kinds of cool information about that. So I'm going to get up with them this week and we'll get that all set up, and there you go. It's going to be fun.
What's the code going to be for next week? I think it should be Bad Apples, unless you guys have a different one.
That's pretty easy to remember.
I think so. Did you guys want to come up with something different, or Bad Apples going to be it, or what do you guys want to do?
I'm cool with it.
Okay.
Fine with me.
All right. Got a second and a third. So Bad Apples will be next week's special code. So now that you know the special code is rolling up on 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, I bet everyone's like, oh, good, I know the code. Bye, click.
Yeah.
So real quick, thank you very much, jbppg.com. Got the mirror and the sticker that we got, and who won that? Scott and Angie won that from JBPPG, and PPG, the other Nick, won a t-shirt from Patriot Paramotors, and Kramer won a calendar from ppgcalendar.com. So tell us a little bit about your maple syrup smelling calendars.
Maple syrup calendars. We got some pretty cool calendars here. The PPG calendar.
Are they scratch and sniff?
Yeah. Does it smell like?
I
Yeah,
wouldn't want to
maybe
scratch and
so.
sniff some of those pictures.
That's what I was just
Oh,
thinking.
that one. Yeah, you might want to skip that one, but it just smells like 80-pound gloss to me.
Yeah.
He's smelling minty in the centerfold.
Gee, you should stay away from that.
That's
Minty, we love
hilarious.
you, man. We love you, man. So tell us a little bit about your maple syrup smelling PPG calendar and go to ppgcalendar.com and how do
Yeah,
you-
sure. Go to ppgcalendar.com if you want to buy a calendar. There's still a few left. We'll send one out for you. If you set up a free account there and connect with me, then maybe I'll just send you one.
Wow. And is Grandpa worth anything over there?
Oh, yeah. I don't know, though. You got to mention PPG calendar, Grandpa, and I'll give you
PPG
10% off everything.
Mention that old guy that does that podcast.
Yeah, no, mention Paramom and I'll give you the 10% off because it's really her show.
It really is.
That's great.
You know what? From now on, I think Paramount USA is going to be going to this show here, you know, and
There you
who
go.
cares about the clear prop thing? No one even goes to that.
Yeah. That's funny.
Well,
That's
I
very
had a
true.
really, I really did. Let's go ahead and chat with Will real quick. I think he's got something to say.
Yeah, thanks. Angela reminded me, Fly It for Gauge Fly-In. It's the first annual one coming up June 8th through the
When you wake
11th.
up. Oh.
Bowling Green, Florida. You will not want to miss this one. It has the potential to be another Bad Apples. Never know.
Excellent. Can you say it one more time? Linda was showing her
Cats.
She just woke.
kitty
Just-
cat on the show. So can you say it again? real quick?
Sorry. She just woke up. She just woke up from her nap, you know, so she just kind of jumped off her little house and, oh, hey, Ma, what's going on? They don't care.
Yeah, so if you want me to say it one more time. Okay, so the first annual Fly It for Gauge Fly-In is coming up June 8th through the 11th. It's going to be in Bowling Green, Florida, and it's going to be an awesome fly-in, great facilities, great camping, family friendly, has the potential to be the next Bad Apples. You never know.
I definitely liked the videos that you did. So how can we go and check out what that's all about, where it is? Is there a place online? Is there a .com?
There is Facebook, good is your best bet right now. So search for Fly It for Gauge and it'll pop right up. Fly It for Gauge on Facebook. It'll give you all the information you need. And Angela, I think, or Tony, one of them said they have their tickets already. So that's
Ooh, nice. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for everything. You guys are absolutely amazing. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. Now we're just going to kick back and watch a movie. You guys that are watching this right now, sorry, we're going to watch the movie. Oh, look how comfy these are. Oh,
And we're pointing the wrong way.
I'm just going to look back. Oh, we got, yeah.
That's great.
Oh, there it is. Okay. But I had a great evening. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate y'all. And we'll see you tomorrow at ppgshane.com. We'll see you on Wednesday at paramotorgirl.com, Thursday at paraglidingtalk.com, Friday at paramotordude.com, Saturday, go fly. Take a break from these things.
There you go.
And
Sounds like a plan.
it's next time. So y'all have a good one. Peace out.
All right.
And guess what I'm going to do this weekend? I'm going to run into the sky.
Nice.
Cool.